My favorite exercises for core are with the Swiss ball, but after that there are a lot of new ones without the ball. As for core and abs, starting with the hardest, these are great as they work so many muscles all at once, such as your chest, your tris, your shoulders, your core, and your legs. Then you could do side crunches going side to side. And once you exhaust that, you can then go to the middle. These are great for rotational movements and working many of your muscles simultaneously. Then from there you can go into a plank to really burn this out. You can also practice doing the planche with the ball, as you can see here. And make sure when you do this you don't dip down like a hammock, so your upper back needs to be flat. And an easy way to work up to this is to start squatting, hugging the ball, and lean forward and walk your way into it to see how far you can go. Squeeze your legs together and pull your abs in right away. And then to get more advanced, you can walk forward or move the ball back if you don't have room like I do here. Be sure to pull your abs in so your back is flat. And then walk your way down to your feet and you go from a plank to a planche. And squeeze your legs together when you're doing this as well. Another way to hit your core here is just by rolling the ball forward and holding on for as long as you can, creating a straight line with your back. And to modify this easier, just get closer to the ball and hug it a little more. And this is another way to do that just by moving your arms down the ball, leading with your elbow and keeping your back straight. And you could modify that easier on your knees as well. And this is another way to do the plank on the ball. And to step that up, you can lift your opposite arm and your leg just like we did earlier. Very good for core and balance. Once again, great functional movement exercises and hitting so many muscles all at once. Now the reason I like doing sit-ups or crunches so much on the ball is because it allows you to get the extra 30 or so degrees behind your back while supporting your back, which is very important for functional abdominals. If you're not doing movements like that, it's like doing half a bicep curl. People who just do abs from a straight line forward miss almost a complete muscle group in their abs and their core. And because doing sit-ups is an unnatural movement, this can create problems in your posture, the way you walk, your bone structure, joint problems, and so many more. But it's important to support your back while you're doing this, and the ball can provide that. And as you can see, my hands are not behind my neck, allowing it to support itself. Now doing the bicycle on this is surprisingly difficult for balance. So the more you move down the ball and having it on your upper back, the easier you can build up your balance for this. And you can start this movement by just doing your upper body first and then just your lower body. And even though I'm touching my neck here, I'm not using my arms to lift my neck. Your hands are there more for a reference to know you're going up enough to touch your elbow to your knee. These are great for stretching out your core and hitting your obliques. And one more for obliques while we're at it. And when I do the leg lifts, I like to just lift my hips off the ground at the end. The hollow body shown here always gives me a great burn as well. Doing Russian twists on the ball is a great way to incorporate your obliques. And I do this with the tire underneath the ball, but it still requires balance and stability, so it fires those muscles as well. And another way to hit your obliques is just to reach down and touch your shin. And here's the Russian twist without the ball. And I see a lot of people do this with weights, but I like to really focus on my form, starting out in a seated position with my back straight, and then leaning my way all the way back. And you could put your legs up to increase the difficulty and keep them straight, or bent to make it a little bit easier. But the point is to keep your back on an even plane or your spine straight while doing this while you're twisting. And for obliques, in the same way that we reach down to touch our shin, you could do that with your ankles here. There are a number of ways to do leg lifts in between two chairs. The most difficult is to do it with your legs straight. Then you could do side to side with knees bent. And then up to center again with knees bent. You could also do scissor kicks with that as well. Next, we'll do a plank. Start on all fours, shoulders over your wrists. Step your feet back and engage your glutes and thighs to keep your legs straight. Your body should form a straight line from your shoulders to your hips to your heels. Think about pushing the ground away from you and pulling your belly button up towards your spine to keep your back flat. Hold this position for 30 to 60 seconds. Another way to do this is on your forearms. Next is the plank march. Start in high plank position with your arms straight, wrists directly above your shoulders, body forming a straight line from your head to your heels. Bend your right elbow to lower your right forearm to the floor. Then lower your left forearm to the floor. Then extend the right arm, and then extend the left arm to return to starting position. Continue to repeat, alternating which arm you start with each time. These are done by simply bringing your knees to your chest and focusing on your core. Bicycle kicks are a great way to work your obliques as well as your core and your abs. Remember, your hands are not behind your head pulling your neck in. Your neck supports itself, and your hands are just there for reference. And you could do these standing up as well, and once again your neck is erect, your hands are just there for reference. High knees will give you a good burn in your core, and you could do them with or without the ball. Mountain climbers will also give you a good burn while working many other muscles simultaneously. Same with half burpees. And I always like to either start or finish up my core by just balancing myself by sitting on the ball. And you can move yourself around to make it a little more challenging and throw your hands in as well. This is another great movement for martial arts, particularly ground-based arts like jiu-jitsu or wrestling. And these are all great joint stabilizers, working the smaller muscles around your joints and tendons. Core is one of the most important things you can do for your body. I hope your workout went great.